The transmission came from the edge of known space, a desperate distress call from the last survivors of the Vraenix Empire. They're coming. Their fleet, it blots out the stars. Do not fight. You cannot win. Admiral Zorven of the Zorvith Dominion watched the transmission in stunned silence. The Vraenix were not weak. They had ruled dozens of worlds, commanded a vast armada, and enslaved countless species. Now, their empire was gone in weeks. The enemy? Humans. The name had once been little more than a footnote in Dominion records, a primitive race from the Sol system, barely worth notice. They had been given the chance to submit. They refused. And now, they were coming. 2. The gathering storm. The Dominion's High War Council convened in panic. Scouts reported the impossible, a fleet unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Humanity had built its war machine in silence, hidden from the prying eyes of the Dominion and its allies. What had once been a species barely capable of interstellar travel now commanded ships larger, faster, and deadlier than anything in the known universe. They weren't coming to negotiate. They weren't coming for reparations. They were coming to end the war, permanently. 3. The fleet arrives. It started as a shadow. At the edge of Dominion space, sensors picked up distortions in subspace, massive gravitational signatures warping reality itself. Then, the fleet emerged. Thousands of warships, sleek, black, and bristling with weapons never seen before. Titans of destruction, each one capable of erasing entire fleets on its own. Their hulls bore no insignia, no markings of diplomacy, only the cold, calculated design of war. The largest ship, a monstrous construct over 100 kilometers long, loomed at the heart of the armada. Its very presence sent waves of fear through Dominion command. The HSS Revenant. And aboard it, Supreme Admiral Elias Voss gave a single command. No mercy. 4. The first engagement. The Dominion's fleets rushed to intercept. They had numbers, experience, and technology refined over millennia. But against the might of Earth's war machine, it meant nothing. As soon as the Dominion's ships moved into range, the Revenant fired its primary weapon, a beam of pure energy that tore through dozens of capital ships in a single instant. Then, the rest of humanity's fleet opened fire. The Dominion's defenses crumbled in minutes. Ships that had once inspired terror across the galaxy now burned as wreckage in the void. And yet, the worst was yet to come. 5. The onslaught. The humans did not fight like any species the Dominion had ever faced. They did not retreat. They did not negotiate. They moved with precision, their tactics overwhelming, their strategies decades ahead of anything the Dominion had planned for. Their ships were not just weapons, they were fortresses, armed with technologies that defied the very laws of physics. One by one, Dominion worlds fell without resistance. Civilizations that had stood for thousands of years were reduced to ruins in hours. 6. The desperate last stand. With half their empire gone, the Dominion's leaders gathered at Zorvith Prime, their capital and strongest fortress world. Here, they would make their last stand. The full might of the Dominion's remaining fleet, tens of thousands of ships, assembled in orbit. Every planetary defense was armed, every soldier prepared to die. And then, the humans arrived. The moment the Dominion's admirals saw Earth's full fleet, they knew. 7. The end of the Dominion. The battle lasted 4 hours. Humanity shattered the Dominion's defenses in minutes. Super-dreadnoughts ripped through their formations like specters of death. Planetary shields crumbled under orbital bombardments so precise that entire cities vanished without collateral damage. By the time Admiral Voss ordered the final strike, Zorvith Prime was a graveyard. The Dominion's leaders were executed. Their fleets were erased. Their empire, which had stood for over 10,000 years, ceased to exist in a single day. 8. The broadcast. Across the galaxy, the message was clear. A single transmission, broadcasted on all frequencies. Voss stood aboard the Revenant, staring into the camera. This war is over. We gave the Dominion a chance to surrender. They refused. Let this be a lesson: humanity does not start wars. We end them. To the rest of the galaxy, choose wisely. 9. The silence after the storm. No species dared to challenge them. Ambassadors flooded Earth's new capital, pleading for alliances, vowing loyalty. The last remnants of the Dominion's allies surrendered without a fight. In a matter of months, the entire galactic order was rewritten. Humanity, once dismissed as insignificant, was now the supreme power of the universe. 10. The shadows beyond. But even in victory, Admiral Voss knew the war was not over. At the edge of the galaxy, deep space scanners detected something new. Something watching. Something waiting. Humanity had conquered the known universe. But what lay beyond? And would they be ready?